Music can connect anyone together. Like, it's one of those universal things, and not everybody likes every song, but you can connect to someone through music way easier than you can anything else. Um, People don't, and they understand this. People completely understand this. Doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are, none of that matters when music is involved. And there are people that know, and I said this in the Nick Jr. episode, that the people in Hollywood, the people who make this media, they know about parasocial relationships. They've known about it since the 1960s when they had studies done on it. That's why in the 80s, like, you had the cartoons that would sell people action figures, basically. They would sell the toys. But music is one of those things where you don't really think about it being parasocial because it's disconnected further from it. But at the same time, it is far more powerful. Think about your parents if they liked Elvis, right? Or your grandparents if they liked Elvis. Let them start talking about Elvis to you, or the Beatles, or anything, and look at how they react to just talking about that. Well, music can also be used against you. Mostly just to sell you the music, but there's again there when I talk about parasocial relationships, I am talking about the good and the bad, even though it can seem negative. But music is one of the odd ones because it is very targeted. If it's targeted to the demographic or whatever, I can't really talk about parasocial relationships in music without mentioning the Mountain Goats, Bo Burnham, and a couple others. But I'm going to try to keep this as short and simple as possible. So I'm going to play some lyrics from this song. This is a Bo Burnham song. This is the country, his country song. It's what's called Pandering. Uh, just listen to the lyrics of it and listen to what he's saying in it.
It is the exact opposite of honest. Where instead of people actually telling their stories, you got a bunch of millionaire metrosexuals who've never done a hard day's work in their life, but they figured out the words and the phrases they can use to pander to their audience.
So you heard that. Millionaire metrosexuals who figured out the words they can use to pander to their audience. That's just the opening to it. But we're going to go through it here, and we're going to, let's see.
And they list the same words and phrases off sort of Mad Lib style in every song, raking in millions of dollars from actual working class people. You know the words, you know the phrases like a dirt road, a cold beer, a blue jeans, a red pickup, a rural noun, simple adjective.
Blue jeans, red pickup, rural noun, simple adjective. Bo Burnham is a comedian, but he is 100% right about this song. He's talking about modern country and how it's used to just sell, like, the idea that this person is someone you could just hang out with if you're like working class people. but you know they're not. They're millionaire metrosexuals, like he says.
No shoes, no shirt, no Jews. You didn't hear that? Sort of a mental typo. I walk and talk like a field hand, but the boots I'm wearing cost $3,000. I write songs about riding tractors from the comfort of a private jet.
I walk and talk like a field hand, but the boots I'm wearing cost $3,000. I write songs about riding tractors from the comfort of my private jet. I mean, Bo Burnham is 100% aware of of parasocial relationships, and he actively discourages them. Just so you know, like he will, somebody yells, "I love you, Bo," at his shows, and he'll like, "No, you fucking don't." You know, he will call it out right there. So I have a lot of respect for Bo Burnham in this case, right? And he's calling out what, like, people around here. I'm Southern, of course. People love their Southern country music and all that bullshit, and I despise it. I'll be honest with you, but this puts a lot of what I've been feeling about it into perspective for me. So let's keep going.
I could sing in Mandarin, you'd still know I'm pandering, hunting deer, chasing trout, a Bud Light with the logo facing out. Hear that subtle mandolin? That's textbook pandering. I own a private ranch that I rarely use. I don't like dirt.
I own a private ranch that I barely use. I don't like dirt. I mean, if you ever listen to like any of the country songs, like, it's all a lie, guys. Every bit, especially modern country, is what I'm talking about. It's all a lie. It's all to pander to you, to get you into a parasocial relationship with them so that you buy their albums. That is what it is for. Okay? There's nothing, it's not art. I don't care how, you can come at me, you can argue with me in the comments if you think that I'm wrong here, but it's not art. It is pure, like Bo Burnham says here, pandering.
One verse, one chorus in the bag. Now it's time to talk to the ladies. I'm hoping my southern charm offsets all these rapey vibes I'm putting out. Good girl in a straw hat with her arms out in a cornfield. That is a scarecrow. Thought it was a human woman. Sorry. A cold night, a cold beer, a cold jeans. Strike that last one. I'm whacking you, I hope you're feeling me. Subtextually, we go to bed, you doze off. So I take your country girl clothes off. I put my hands on your body. It feels like, hey, it's a fucking scarecrow again.
That one is a little bit funnier, but it's, at the same time, it's talking about how, you know, these singers, they sell sex to you, right? Especially to like the women who listen to country music and all that. They sell the idea of it, but it also comes off somewhat creepy and rapey. So that's, you know, just how it comes off sometimes, and a lot of the time it comes off like that, but people don't listen to it. It's kind of like that one Christmas song, It's Cold Outside, right? People in the 30s did not have a problem with that song, but listening to it now, you can hear how just rapey it actually is. So
Pandering, fuck your ears, I'm pandering. I write songs for the people who do jobs in the towns that I'd never move to.
I write songs for the people who do jobs in the towns that I've never moved to.
Legalize gerrymandering, tolerate my pandering.
Legalize gerrymandering. Tolerate my pandering.
And you got a beautiful mouth. I got a beautiful. Y'all dumb motherfuckers want to.
Y'all dumb motherfuckers want to hear a key change. Yeah.
Key change. Thematically meandering. Emphatically pandering. I got a tight grip on my demo's balls. Say the word truck, they jizz in their overalls. You don't know what land you're in.
Like, they know their demographic. They know who they're selling to, and people will form parasocial relationships with these people who write those songs, right? It's just one of those things that happen, and they actively will. And it goes back to what I was saying in my first video with this. So I don't know if any of you were around or listening to country in around 2001-ish. You know, so everything shifted after 9/11. Everything in country music shifted. It all shifted to pro-war, pro-blah, blah, blah, you know, patriotism music. And the Dixie Chicks did not go along with it. They were basically writing anti-war songs, and their careers were destroyed for it. But it goes to all the country songs that were pandering to it about the pro-war, pro-Bush administration, all of that. They were building up with middle America, and everybody is just it was one of the craziest times to be alive. But these parasocial relationships were so strong that when the Dixie Chicks betrayed that, quote unquote, by going against the narrative, they ruined their career even up until today. Like, they don't have a career anymore because of what they broke. And I'm going to use a wrestling term here, kayfabe, right? They broke that, and that was where they kind of, you know, destroyed. They destroyed their entire careers because of it. But anyway, let's continue to.
I'm in the land of pandering, and I'll be up front. I do what I do because I'm a total fucking country boy.
I love that ending, though. I do love that ending to it. I'm a total fucking country boy. But yeah, that's Bo Burnham's Pandering. All right, let's see. Where is it? Now here's a more positive one for it. I'm not gonna go into any of the. I could pull any song out of a hat and tell you how it's parasocial and how it affects people negatively. But here's one that's going to be positive. This is the Mountain Goats from their album Beat the Champ. And it's a wrestling, like, it's kind of a wrestling album, but it's talking about parasocial relationships in this, okay? So this is the one called The Legend of Chavo Guerra. And I'm gonna talk about it during, just like I did with Bo Burnham here. But I can't bring up this subject without talking about these two specifically. So this is a positive. This song is talking about a positive parasocial relationship.
Down in El Paso, where the tumbleweeds blow, to the middleweight champ of all Mexico. Dad fought many bloody battles, and he raised 4 sons. Chavo was the oldest one. Old man Gory could pop like a live grenade. Raised his boys in the way of the trade. Hector and Mondo, young Eddie G. Chavo meant the most to me.
So he goes through the Guerrero brothers and their fathers, and he says Chavo meant the most to me. Chavo Guerrero was the writer of the song's hero when he was growing up. The writer specifically, and now, no, don't get me wrong, the Mountain Goats, they have said that they haven't had negative effects of parasocial relationships, but they do write about, like, a few of their songs are about parasocial relationships. This whole album is about it between the wrestlers and their their fans and how it goes. But this song right here is his positive experience with it.
Look high, it's my last hope. Chavo Guerrero, coming off the top rope. He came from Texas seeking fortune and fame. Rose pretty quickly to the top of the game. Defender of the downtrodden, king of the hill.
Defender of the downtrodden, king of the hill. He's talking about, he worshipped this guy when he was a kid.
Tag team champion with Al Madrill before a black and white TV in the middle of the night. I'm lying on the floor, I'm bathed in blue light. The telecast's in Spanish, I can understand some, and I need justice in my life. Here it comes.
I need justice in my life, and here it comes.
Look high, is my last hope. Chavo Guerrero, coming off the top.
This is my last hope. Chavo Guerrero coming from the top rope.
Red shoes Dugan, holding his arm high, all out of breath. I hated all of Chavo's enemies. I would pray nightly for their death.
I hated all of Chavo's enemies. I prayed nightly for their deaths. Now, who does that sound like? Does that not sound like internet people, like, towards a YouTuber, right? Just Twitter towards a YouTuber wanting to just destroy somebody who the guy that they like hates.
Descending like fire on the people who deserved it most.
Descending like fire on people who deserved it most.
Almost completely unknown outside of Texas and on the West Coast. He was my hero back when I was a kid.
He was my hero back when I was a kid.
You let me down, but Chavo never once.
You let me down, but Chavo never once did.
You called him names to try to get beneath my skin. Now your ashes are.
You called him names to get beneath my skin. Now your ashes are blown in the wind. The context for this is that his stepdad was abusive, and he would pick on him, fuck with him, and then just to get under his skin would make fun of his hero.
Scattered on the wind, I heard his son got famous and he went nationwide, coast to coast with his dad by his side. I don't know if that's true, but I've been told it's real sweet to grow old. You look high, it's my last hope. Chavo Guerrero, coming off the top rope. Woo!
But yeah, basically this one is, the parasocial relationship ended up saving his life. Because, he had something to look up to, something to be his hero. And it was Chavo Guerrero. So that is one of the positive ones. And then there's, let's see, where is it? I had everything set up before this, but my power has been going off on and off all day. So if it kind of seems like I'm searching for stuff, I am. I didn't have time to get all this set back up and record the video. So I just wanted to preface that here. But let's see. So the next song on that album, I mean, and it may not be in order, but the next one is Werewolf Gimmick. I don't. That was sort of got a parasocial aspect to it too, but it's more like when somebody goes too far with the thing that they're doing. When they go too far with the persona that they're having. I may save that one for the wrestling video, which I will be doing, by the way. I will be doing a wrestling video talking about the parasocial relationships with that. I may bring this song back up in that one, but there was another Bo Burnham song. There's a lot of Bo Burnham songs, but here we go. Now this is this is Bo Burnham's I Can't Handle This. And it's
Cannot say my shit, New York. Cannot say my shit. I got lots of shit to say. I got lots of shit to say.
this is a parody that Bo Burnham did on Kanye, on his fucking crazy ass rant on stage, or one of his crazy ass rants on stage, but.
I can't fit my hand inside a Pringle can. I have a huge amount of trouble fitting my hand inside of a Pringle can. I can get my hand like 4 inches into the can, but then I have to tilt the can into my mouth. But by that point, a bunch of crumbs have accumulated at the bottom of the can, so they all go spill.
Oh, no. This is a good one, but it's more closer to the end, and I don't have the timestamps on it. But basically, it's how negative it is, to be in the spotlight and all that. It was affecting his mental health, that he can't handle it anymore. Now that was his he was trying to retire at the time. But let's see, Bo Burnham. Repeat stuff. Okay, so this one is a parody on the music industry and how it affects young girls, basically, with like pop stars. So, like male pop stars. So here we go. There is a music video. I highly suggest watching it if you haven't already. Definitely watch it.
Run. 65, only in movie theaters, March 10th.
Okay, yeah.
Love songs used to be so beautiful. Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky like a patient etherized upon a table. T.S. Eliot. Nowadays, thanks to corporately owned pop stars, love songs are even more beautiful. How beautiful are today's love songs? I'll show you. I love your hair, I love your name, I love the way you say it. I love your heart and you're so smart 'cause you gave away it. I love your sis, I love your dad, I love your mom. But more than all of that, I love the fact that you are dumb enough.
So, this one is talking, I mean, it's very much the predatory aspect of music. Especially towards young girls and women who listen to this type of music, like the Justin Bieber bullshit and all the pop songs since the 90s, and 80s have all been, but especially like in the Justin Bieber era, because you had that little twerpy boy that was basically talking to basically could be talking to any girl, and it would create a parasocial relationship with the girls that were listening to the songs and were attracted to that boy, right? So
To not realize everything I've said has been said before in 1,000 ways, in 1,000 songs, sung with the same 4 chords, but you'll still love it and let me finger you. Yeah, finger you. Oh girl, I hope you don't think that I'm rude when I tell you that I love you, boo. I also hope that you don't see through this cleverly constructed ruse designed by a marketing team, cashing in on puberty and low self-esteem, and girls' desperate need to feel loved. America says we love a chorus, but don't get complicated and bore us, though meaning might be missing. We need to know the words after just one listen, so repeat stuff, 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 yeah, repeat stuff, yeah, repeat stuff. I love my baby and you know I couldn't live without her, but now I need to make every girl think the song's about her, just to make sure that they spread it like the plague, so I describe my dream girl as really, really vague.
So, I mean, the music video for this is weird. I'm not gonna show it here. I don't want to. I'm gonna put links in the description here for anybody that wants to listen to it and watch it. I'm going to put them in that. But the music video is very weird for I mean, it kind of describes exactly what he's talking about. But, I mean, if you notice, like, one of those was, like, a demonic voice earlier on. And the video kind of plays to that. But, like I said, I will post them all in the description here.
Like, I love your hands cause your fingerprints are like no other. I love your eyes and their bluish, brownish, greenish color. I love it when you smile, that you smile wide. And I love how your torso has an arm on either side. Now, if you're my agent, you might be thinking, oh no, sound the alarms. You're not appealing to little girls who don't have arms, but they can't use iTunes, so fuck 'em, who needs 'em? Oh girl, I hope you don't think that I'm rude when I tell you that I love you, boo. I also hope that you don't see through this cleverly constructed ruse designed by a marketing team, cashing in on puberty and low self-esteem, and girls desperate need to feel loved. America says we love a chorus, but don't get complicated and bore us, though meaning might be missing. We need to know the words after just one listen, so repeat stuff, 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 yeah, yes, repeat it to the day you die.
Okay, so yeah. And I know you heard the demon voice in that one, but that was basically, you know, the actual thoughts, right, of it. It's kind of that it's secretly demonic and all that, and but it's all done on purpose. All of this is everything you see in a music video or hearing a song. It's all done on purpose to get you to buy their stuff, or, you know, to get groupies, right? And there have been many cases in the past where musicians have taken advantage of young fans, and, you know, be aware of what your kids are listening to, guys, because listen to the songs that they're listening to. I know, I drink with crazy. He always talks about, you know, your the stories for the kids, but the music for them too. Listen to it. Listen to the lyrics that these people are saying. It's not. It's designed in a way to create a parasocial relationship. Like, this is a parody of it. This is Bo Burnham.
I'm in magazines full of model teens so far above you. So read them and hate yourself, then pay me to tell you I love you.
So you heard that. I'm in magazines full of teenage models. So read them to make you hate yourself, and then listen to me to tell you I love you.
And your parents will always come along because their little girl is in love. And how could love be wrong? How could love be wrong?
When you repeat stuff, 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 repeat stuff.
Yeah, we know it's not right. We know it's not funny, but we'll stop beating this dead horse when it stops spitting out money. But until then, we will repeat stuff.
Okay, yeah, and that was Repeat Stuff by Bo Burnham. That was the studio version, but yeah, it's one of those weird ones. That's definitely one of them that I don't know if you could understand it or not, but it said, "We'll stop beating this dead horse when it stops spitting out money." And it talks about how the parents will be okay with it because their daughter loves, this singer, right? And most parents can't stand to even listen to it, but they let it slide, right? But they don't listen to it. I can think of thousands of examples where people don't listen to the lyrics of songs and they like the beat, right? But they just don't listen to it. They don't understand it. They don't look up the lyrics. They don't care enough to. So that's something that I would say needs to change as well. Is that you got to be. You need to listen to what your kids are listening to, for sure. And don't just take my word for it. Don't just do anything. Just see what, learn what they're listening to. Like, if you don't know what your kids are listening to or watching, then you need to be aware of it, for sure. I know that a tablet and a phone are babysitters, guys. I know this, but you do need to be aware of it, for sure, and not just mindlessly listen to it, or not just let your kids mindlessly listen to bullshit, because it is affecting them, even if you don't realize it. It can affect them in ways that you don't understand, because the music doesn't affect you. That music doesn't affect you the same way. But like I said, remember when you were a kid and you were listening to someone anybody that you formed a parasocial relationship with as a musician, think about it, right? And I know your parents probably hated your music too, right? Just like you hated their music, and so on. But look at how any old people talk about Elvis, right? Just think about that. Now, I don't have any more examples. This one has gone on with me ranting long enough. It's a 35-minute video. This is the longest one in my parasocial stuff so far. But, if you like this video, leave me a comment. Like, share, subscribe it. Subscribe to the video if you will, guys. Everything helps it. But I do want people to comment on these videos for sure. I want to see what people think about them, because this is a subject that, like I said, I've said it in the other videos, that I find it infinitely interesting, because the more I dig into it, the more I find, right? It's a limitless supply of it, and I just cannot, for the life of me, just talk about it and just not talk about it. I've seen people have done parasocial videos before, but I'm doing it my way, and I'm not going into the psychology of it. I'm going into it as a fan, as a creator, also, and somebody who has had parasocial relationships, who is aware of the parasocial relationships, and that is something that I am always just keeping in mind, is these parasocial relationships that I am forming and the possibilities of it. Now, I'm going to get to a YouTuber's video at some point, and I may do a wrestling one, because that one is fascinating as well, like the wrestling one. But I'd say for the moment, I'm at the midway point for these videos. And this one was a little bit longer than I had hoped for it to be. But I really, and I only covered 3 songs. So think about that. That are specifically about parasocial relationships. 2 of them were Bo Burnham's. 1 of them was the Mountain Goats. I could pull just about anything from Bo Burnham's, but his he is interesting because he is actively, and he is, but past tense, has always like pushed against the parasocial relationships. He doesn't want people forming. He has almost as much disdain for it as I do, but at the same time, it's just one of those odd things, guys, and I'm endlessly fascinated by it. So please send me drop a comment. I will read them, because I do want to know what your thoughts are on these. And like I said, these are my opinions more than anything on them. There is nothing here in fact other than what has been stated as, fact. So, yeah. We're gonna end there though, guys. I'm going to see where this one takes us. All right. Remember, become ungovernable.